Three sets of 10. Okay, sorry. I'm not going here. I see people lock weight on this. Lock, they will apply that lock on this, on this meat. Like, this can't fall. So we're doing deep here. Sorry? No, you can now. Oh, you have to. Yeah, I said we flip or I move back. The height. Okay, so I'm basically done with the gym on my way home. So, well, it's the office rather, because if you've known, I work from home. So, yesterday I received a call from my, can I say my coach? And what he just told me was, okay, will I be available this morning? Let's like have a quick one, which we did. And it was a very, very nice one, very chilled one. So, back to the office. So, yesterday I had to like completely close out the sales team. So I'm not with two options, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't give up here. We don't do that here. So my two options are like this. The first option is it's either I go, it's either I go enterprise, which is still good, enterprise, or we aim to be like this, like I've said, content, because content is the future. We aim to build a community and build for that community. So there are advantages to two sides here, but I cannot believe that the future of business is not in the future of business is not in the, I always say in the products, but it's more in the distribution. And the crazy part is that the elite entrepreneurs, they knew this. The elite entrepreneurs knew this. Hey, what the fuck did I just do? Ah, Cisco, fuck. I just made a very, very stupid turn. Thank God there were no policemen to see me with that. I was kind of distracted though. Okay, I could have followed that, but I got carried away. My first time of taking this road though, so I was bound to make mistakes. Yep, so back to the whole point. So, was it thoughts still flooding my head today at the gym? Okay, or what's going on? Are we going to be a media company that can build a tech product later on in the future? Because, in case you don't know, right, my content team, they went out to interview business owners. And along the process, right, we began to pick up some interesting things because people want to know how people who do business survive. And what that means is that I can see a potential situation where we are a we are a business, just a business education company, right? when we are introducing people to the whole idea of business. Like, so be profitable, stop being, it's okay, it can either be a side hustle and the rest, but something not from the rest, but something that has good potentials is what I think I'm seeing. So I kind of believe that that is a very good strategy because we can, social media days is getting easier to gather attention. Plus, we already have equipment, we have a team. Let's have guys bounce off ideas, create content every day, max out all, max out all. So, oh, what kind of traffic is this now? I should have just continued that route I was. Just bounce off ideas together, and before you know it, or we can double down on enterprise, which is what I think is fair. With enterprise flowing in, let me show this guy that what we do is called strategy, not gra gra. Sorry, it's Lagos. So in Lagos, when we drive, we calculate the traffic to avoid being cut off and relax. So sorry for that, but it's what we do over here. So, like I said, any option, but once you think deeper about it, the irony is that what's the harm in chasing both, right? What that means is that for the content team, it will just involve us spending money for the content. For the enterprise, it's the time. So what that means is that if you can get some little funds that can sustain the content team in terms of salaries, bills, equipment. Equipment are there already, right? It's just the salaries of the guys. And then the enterprise is mostly my time and time of a few developers or a few, should I use what, intern developers. Then you can get something else. But let's see. I feel like as we move, one thing I know for sure is that if you don't give up at some point, the image will become clearer. That what you want to do will become more visible, become much more clearer. So that's why I'm really not bothered. That's why I myself, moving into 2025, I want to be like that full stack content creator. And I feel like the age of tech being a thing is slowly dying out. Slowly dying out. Instead of wanting to build a tech company, the media companies, which I'll say are the brands, are becoming the new thing and everything. So bringing ideas together, creating courses, webinars, introducing people to some business concepts they were not aware of is just going to be a game changer, I think. Plus, like I said, if we are introducing them, I got this idea from Danko, right? Where Danko literally has a startup. He has monetized his brand. He has a startup. His startup he has an audience. He built something for the audience and he's monetizing it, which is completely insane because his brand is enough to pay. His brand is enough to pay for the entire company. Still, the company already has enough customers to break even. So that's a way better option because he's not going to take VC money. He's not going to take, and if he takes VC money, he's going to take VC money to scale, not to use VC money for going from 0 to 1. He'll take VC money to go from 10 to 100, which I believe that's supposed to be the use of money today. And we're doing that. He has more leverage because he has proved this concept. It's already generating income. I'll say break even. I don't know if it's break even or it's profitable, but if he runs lean, I believe that looking at Danko in a year or two, he can become completely profitable. I believe he can do that. He brings the right executives on board. And this is why doing this as a one man. I know he has a video editor quite right, but as a one man, this is what he did. That's why moving into 2025, I think I may end up moving fully to content aspects. What that means is that me personally, I want to create about a couple of videos per day, long form, short form. I'm consuming ideas, I'm taking out ideas, and I'm releasing to the public. Same thing with my startup. We're doing our things. We're gathering business owners and people who someday will want to start a business. Because you never can tell, right? Just make a lot of noise, find out what works, and then you multiply it. That's my approach going into 2025. Like I've said several times, people are saying it over and over again. The billionaires are saying that it's no longer the tech that's the advantage. It's no longer having the best talent. It was never. That is why Steve Jobs, like, and the irony is that Steve Jobs did not get this from a business school, right? He didn't go to a business school. He's not one of those Ivy League graduates, but still, he understood something. He got the concept, and that concept was awareness. As I've never met anybody who is deep into this concept of awareness, who is not one, who is not wise, and who doesn't get things done. Danko is a guy of awareness. But Danko says that fine, he figured things out by himself because he did stuff. That is why moving into 2025, 3 to 6 months will be us making a lot of noise. Will be us making some intense amounts of noise. Just flexing with every single thing. Because you can tell, I mean, what is the worst that can happen? You don't get audience policemen. I don't have anything. What's that? Yes, sir. Okay, today's Friday. Yes, it happens. I don't know if, I give them some time to time, so he knows my car already. There's no problems, no issues. To be very, very frank, right? That's I don't want to digress. Talk about the startup and everything. So, like I said, the future of business is content, and one of my goals for next year, this particular coming year, is to probably hit 1 million active audience. With 1 million active audience, with an audience of 1 million people, right? 1 million minimum. It can sustain me and my startup, right? That is bootstrapped. To be able to gather, because my audience will be for me, my startup's audience will be for the startup. Although there's a very, very huge, what's that word? There's a very huge, there'll be a very huge overlap on the standards. And my personal brand might exceed my company brand. It happens to most people. So bringing 1 million active audience this coming year should be able to fetch me a good amount of money, maybe 100K. With 100K, and the startup is fully bootstrapped. We are doing things because we want to do them and we genuinely enjoy them. And then, so, I've said that's why. Today, I'm going to meet with one lady who I like her energy, right? And yeah, I mean, she lives at quite a distance, but one thing for sure is that I like her energy. And if she has energy, if she's bringing good energy to the team, because it's one thing, I've seen people who have nice energy over the phone. When it's time to work, the energy doesn't show up. So if she comes today, she has nice energy, she blends in with the team, because she's supposed to meet the team. She blends with the team, she likes what she says. I may have to increase her fees to cover up for transportation, because and I know that if I do that, it's going to be a stretch for me. But I feel like if I calculate and go aggressive in 6 months, if I focus on the process for 6 months, I should get something out of it. I literally have heard people do this, and I don't know why my case is different. Like, they do this and give or take. I don't know what I'll do yet. I can't tell what can come out from it, but I feel like if I can go into the unknown, 6 months is what I'm giving myself. Just see something little, something to be able to sustain the team. If at least the team can sustain themselves and I can pay the bills, I'm good. I know that is a very, very good point to double down on something. Something works. So I'm going to meet her today and we discuss today. If I like her energy and she comes to start working with us by Monday, which I really feel like she would enjoy. Hey, by the way, mind you, this is December. And next week should be Christmas, I guess. Next week should be the normal festivities. So she may not start with us then. But the worst case is that she'll be starting her youth service, national youth service very, very soon. For those of you who don't know, it's at a point if you're a graduate, you may have to serve the country. A lot of people used to take it serious, but now it's become a funny show due to the way some agents of the government or some malicious people in the government have chosen to act. My point is, nothing bad. I'm not saying anything bad that can happen. The worst case scenario is this time, but I'm really happy to see her today. If she comes through, if she doesn't come through, I move on. But definitely, I really feel like this has always been mine. This seems to be something that I want to double down on. So I'm already doing this. I'm already vlogging almost every single day. Show you guys what I'm doing from time to time. Show you how I'm building my startup. But there's some parts where I think I did not release for some reasons. I stopped releasing them because I still continued, but I stopped releasing them basically. Like I said, my goal right now, what I'm currently doing that's distracting me from content right now, yeah, is I have this client's project I'm working on. I'm trying to wrap up with the projects. Mind you, this project is also a project that I feel like might fetch me good money coming in next year. But with this project, well, it can just sponsor me out December. It's a very little project, but a couple of touches here, a couple of touches there, and I'm good to go. Like I said, I'm good to go. That's it. Like I said, it's something that I'm heavily looking towards this coming year because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So thank you very much. Um, I want to practice the right kicks, and I'll. So speaking of resentment and complaint, because it's negative energy, and to be very, very frank, right? Why I like to do this because whenever I do this, whenever I talk about it, express this particular thing I'm talking about, it makes me ask myself, are there areas of my life where I am resentful? And if there are such areas, like it should be nice for me to call myself out when I'm complaining and move on. I move on. I feel like that's caused my biggest growth. Moving on has always been my source of my biggest growth. Moving on. And what I always preach, I don't know why people don't want to move on. So not moving anymore. So that is not the leg back. That is not the leg back. I think I'm getting my leg. Alright, better. The bag is very high, so I can't practice what I was taught today, but yes, so speaking of resentment and negativity, if you think about it, it's mostly you not moving on, not letting go. And the quickest way for you to let go is actually to detach yourself from the situation. And that's why, for a practice, for you to detach yourself out from the situation, one thing you should do is try getting a friend or partner involved who has nothing to lose in that case. For example, is whenever I'm taking something, right, I run it through OJ because OJ not being involved in the situation knows that, bro, do this because it's logic. And to be very frank, we're not really logical beings when it comes to ourselves. We tend to underestimate ourselves, which I do this from time to time, but I'm getting better at it. And on wiring myself for that. Okay, pass, don't worry, pass. Yeah, pass, yeah, pass. So you can try my possible best to unwire myself. It's been progressive one over again. So one thing I have is I have somebody who is an accountability partner in the context where if you feel like you're overthinking, talk to the person. The irony is that sometimes Anthony is overthinking. He reaches out to me. I tell him to shut the fuck up and do it. Then he does the same thing to me, and it's a way of checkmating yourself to get out of your own head and actually act. That's why from time to time, I begin to embrace the idea of just do it and how Nike just did it. Literally, Nike gave you their secrets, but because the secret seems to be very, very simple, a lot of people do not embrace that secret. They see it to be, they feel there's one extra secret not yet known. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so that's 10 on each side. No, I think she is. Ask her. Oh, hold on, just try her. Alright. Oh. The punches, I don't really get to practice punches, but so you land, you can jump, sidestep, and strike down. So you sidestep because you want to drive strength. So, I don't know if you heard me in the conversation with my instructor today. Let's talk about this Sabon Kuba and how the fact the guy has learned how to generate force. Is that crazy that someone is a master at something and it teaches you how to generate force with minimum effort? Is that crazy? Because for that proves that there are people out there who have found out how to get maximum output from minimum inputs or minimum efforts. And that's some. I think I need to read more Japanese terminologies because it's something similar to that. Boss. Wait. So, like now, when you jab, and your weight does most of the work. Then you start to the side, giving it a low punch. There's somewhere around there, but your punch is landing in with. Your punch is landing. You're landing with your two knuckles, but it's being driven from the hips. Why it's just to the hips, while your shoulders does extra push. And this is where things like shoulder strength needs to come in. So something to the tune of yeah. I need to like step. The back feels like it's about to, so don't try to go as high as possible. So to feel the drive. through the drive. Through the drive. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust of love. It's a very powerful thing because most of what the people refer to as love is just strong attachment towards a person or a concept. If you're very, very frank, if you truly love something, you would want what is best for them, not what is best for you or what's best for you. Or in the name of you love them, you want to have them around you. If you love somebody truly, you want what is best for them. And the question is it the best for them? Most likely one, no. It's a high chances no. Two, if you love them and you want the best for them, fine. If you want to be with them, would you be in your best behavior for them? It's a high chance the answer is most likely no. Some people just are attached with the idea of being with somebody or being with something more than the idea of love. So the concept of love has been heavily warped this time. So his idea of detaching from lust and love is, if you want to have a healthy relationship, you should aim towards doing things from a place of authenticity, not from a place of lust. Because what happens most of the time is when people do things from a place of lust or attachment, they feel like if I do this, I should get this, which creates a transaction, not of pure intention, but with the idea of wanting to get back. So instead, you should aim towards, if you aim towards doing things from a place of authenticity because it makes you feel good and because it's the right thing to do, then you get to operate at a different level. You meet people, you help people because you feel like that gives you joy to help them, not because they should help you back. I often see this where people say things after all I've done for them, they couldn't do this for me. The question is, did you do it for them because you wanted them to do you a favor later? I mean, sometimes people do things because, we are social creatures, right? And we have social contracts with ourselves. So we have this idea that if I do X for Mr. A, Mr. A should do Y for me. And that's not pure reality because, like I said, it ends up becoming a transaction. It ends up becoming a transaction. Which nobody really wants to be in a open door transaction. So, yeah. So I think living authentically is a topic on its own where I feel like we need to sit down, dissect, and know why people don't live as authentic to themselves as much as possible. So I'm rounding up. Let me run cardio around house. So let me run 10. One of the things is because I just feel very uncomfortable doing this because of my stuff keeps dancing around. I make it feel uncomfortable. So okay, so shit. Okay. Turn. The right side turn. I see people do 500 kicks. I'll get to that later, but for now, that's true. That should be like a new workout for next year. That's my cardio kicks. It's intense cardio though. 1, 2. Sure. Oh boy. It is a hook. I can't wait till I get my sport boxing. So my first quarter is boxing next year. As well. One thing I think martial arts gives you is this idea that you have to focus regardless of the situation you are, because you can't let yourself lose. And that's why I said that's I'm a Cobra guy. He's always working in a way that he feels he might be attacked. So he's working, he's surveying. He learned how to do security details using mathematics. And to be very frank, right, a lot of people think some security details, well, in Nigeria, security details are mostly over-calculated. A lot of them are used for show of force. But he basically explained that, oh boy, that if you look at an area, you can calculate things of point of vantage, area of cover that will benefit the team in terms of securing an asset. So I wanted to become a soldier, so I'm a little bit intrigued by what these guys think. That's, that's enough for today.